Everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. I'm your host, Brian, and this is an interesting development this late in the preseason. Gardner Minshew, the 2019 sixth round pick of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has been traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. So, from the Jaguars' perspective, not terribly surprising that Minshew would get traded. Of course, they just drafted Trevor Lawrence with the first overall pick, and he is hopefully for them going to be quite good. But there was kind of a question, will Minshew potentially start the season or even, just be held onto as an insurance policy in case Trevor Lawrence does get hurt at some point during the season? Evidently, that is not the case, and he has been traded to the Eagles, who, well, they already seemingly had their quarterback of the future. In 2020, the Eagles drafted Jalen Hurts from Oklahoma in the second round, which was sort of surprising given that they had, Carson Wentz as their starter. As the year went on last year, things went quite poorly for the Eagles and specifically for Carson Wentz, and we got to see Jalen Hurts play near the end of the season. He played in 4 games and went 1-3 as a starter, posting 1,061 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He also had a few fumbles in there. He didn't stand out in a way that made him look amazing. He beat the Saints, and he had a very fun game against the Cardinals. Other than that, nothing to write home about, but it did feel like when they traded Carson Wentz to the Colts this offseason, the Eagles were going to give Jalen Hurts a real shot. And as training camp went on, it became apparent that Jalen Hurts might not be good enough to hold on to the starting job going into the season. Of course, they had Joe Flacco, but Joe Flacco, as elite as he is at the tail end of his career, and, well, you kind of can't rely on him to be the future of the Eagles. So they started to look elsewhere, and I do think that Gardner Minshew is not a bad potential future. So obviously with Jacksonville, they were quite awful last year. They won their first game and then lost 15 straight. However, Gardner Minshew was injured for a good part of it. He played in 8 games, posting a 1-7 record, and 2,259 yards, 16 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions. And that's on top of his rookie season, which was, for all intents and purposes, quite impressive for a Jaguars team that was really not that good. He went 6-6 for 3,271 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. So his, career stats are 7-13, 62.9 completion percentage, 5,530 yards, 37 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and really, that's pretty good. I mean, he is the type of player who you could potentially build around, or at least count on to not sink your team's chances if you have a quality team surrounding him. So, with that said, the Eagles traded a conditional 6th round pick for the former 6th round pick, and that could become a 5th round pick if, according to Adam Schefter, Minshew is involved in 50% of the plays in 3 games this season, which seems doable, I would say. It's a very interesting situation. Hurts was a very fun college quarterback. Of course, he has a complicated history with, being benched at halftime of the national championship game where Tua came in and won, and then going to Oklahoma and just being a real standout in that system, much like Baker Mayfield was. And then last year he showed flashes for an Eagles team that, I'm just going to say this straight up, the Eagles do not have a very talented roster, and their problems went far beyond either Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts. And I understand that he maybe has not looked great this offseason, but I do think that it's a little more complicated than just, is Jalen Hurts good or bad? I think if the team were more talented, he would look better. Obviously, we'll see. I mean, he hasn't looked amazing in the preseason, but the regular season is about to start, and we'll see whether or not he can really step up and win this starting job, or if Minshew will come in and take it from him. The Eagles also, coincidentally, have been linked to Deshaun Watson. I think at this point with this trade, it shows that they're not going to trade for Deshaun Watson. I think any team trading for Deshaun Watson would be not that smart. We'll get to that in our next segment as rumors have been coming out. But this is a very interesting move for Philadelphia. I think it's pretty smart. If you don't believe in Hurts, Gardner Minshew wasn't going to probably play much with the Jaguars. So, hey, give him a shot. If it works out, you got your future quarterback for a 5th-round pick. And if it doesn't work out, you'll probably be pretty bad, and you can pick at the top of the draft next year. So, if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan and you're checking out this video, first of all, thank you so much. Hope you like it. Subscribe if you do. Maybe leave a thumbs up. But more importantly, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about this trade, what your thoughts are about Jalen Hurts. Do you think he's the future, or are you excited to see what you have potentially in Gardner Minshew? I'm excited to see how this plays out, and I'm sure you all are as well. So, with that said, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends who might be interested. Follow the channel on Twitter at WickedGoodSport or at WG Everything, Instagram at WickedGoodEverything, Twitch at twitch.tv/WickedGoodEverything. And then we have our other YouTube channels, of course, youtube.com/WickedGoodEverything and Better Radio. Also a YouTube channel where we do podcasts. So again, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you in the next one.